Today, from Levi's Stadium in Santa Clara, California, this is Madden Football on EA Sports. It's the
kicker Jake Moody's got it teed up, and we are underway now from Santa Clara. And he'll be stopped up at the 25. They'll run with Walker to begin the drive. And he can only manage to get a couple. 2nd and 8 coming up.
Certainly a nice job there by the defense rallying to the football and getting him on the ground. But I think the play gets made by the defensive front. Because if they can't get upfield, their job is to go ahead and get low, almost get into a ball sometimes, stack things up, and make it difficult for the runner to find a hole.
The Smith throw caught here by Metcalf. And past the 40 before he's out of bounds. 14 yards that time for number 14. Walker now on 1st and 10. And he'll manage to pick up about 4 at 2nd down.
And that was a quality play to start a new set of downs. That was simply an offensive line winning the battle up front and winning in a big way and giving their guy in the backfield a nice lane to hit.
From the 46-yard line, a 2nd down and 6. Throwing now is Geno. This to Graham on the short pass. 6 yards the pickup, and that's a 1st down. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And he'll get it down here to the 43. 5 yards is the tally on 1st down. That brings up 2nd and 5. Back to throw, Smith. Escaping the pressure right. It's just a gain of a couple there on the scramble, and now it's 3rd down.
I'm not quite sure what he thought he saw there, but the reality was certainly a much different picture than what he anticipated. And give credit to the defense. They were down on the flash when he broke out of there, and they forced him out with almost nothing to show for his efforts.
And he is going to have a Seahawks 1st down by about a yard as they're able to convert on 3rd and 2. Now a play fake, and it's Smith. He finds his man, complete. That's Russell. A minimal gain there on the 8th play of the drive.
And the big guy catches the ball out of the backfield, and oftentimes that's quite a surprise to the guys playing defense because not ordinarily thought as a pass catcher, it often works when they decide to dial it up.
Smith. And he's going to be taken down. Pressure gets there back at the 39-yard line. Javon Hargrave, the D tackle, getting the sack.
In every game we talk about what are going to be the keys as we go into it. Maybe that's a key for their defense today. Pressure the quarterback and make sure you play a good zone defense behind them, and they get their first sack of the contest.
Into heavy traffic, and it's intercepted. Picked off by Fred Warner. And the Niners are going to get the football here as he gets this up to the 38-yard line. Not something you see very often from a quarterback of his caliber, an opening drive interception.
Oh, there's no doubt in my mind that even he's surprised at how that one played out. But we know this guy. It's not going to stop him from continuing to fire as this game goes along. Probably give a little nod of respect across the field for that one. And let him know he'll be back the very next series.
Yeah, he's got this to the 30 before being taken down. Getting it to him in space pays off big time. That winds up going for 31. So the big play has him all the way down to the 30 now for 1st and 10. First carry of the game for Christian McCaffrey. And he is going to lose yardage here. 2 yards the loss, 2nd and 12. Now here's a little touch pass as they tap it quickly to their receiver. Oh, and that is well read defensively. A great job of setting the edge, and that little touch pass is going to turn into a loss. Well, I think the hope is, with a touch pass like that, maybe you catch the defense off guard, but they were all over that one.
And it is the kind of play that works better against certain defenses, and this clearly was the wrong one to run into. Really nice job getting him down behind the line of scrimmage.
Now on 3rd and long, they'll look to throw. He's got Ayuk once again. And he will not make it to that imaginary yellow line as they get him to the ground at about the 23. They'll get 11, but it'll still lead to a 4th down. Purdy now to throw.
What the fuck, bro?
Touchdown 49ers. Brandon Ayuk, 23 yards for the touchdown. And the 49ers take the early turnover and convert it into an opening touchdown. Moody good with the extra point, and it's now a 7-0 game. The drive summary that time, 5 plays. And it was Brandon Ayuk capping it off with a touchdown reception. And coming out of the end zone, D. Eskridge. And he's able to get this across the 20, but not by much as he's marked down officially at the 21. Here's the Seattle offense ready to get this drive underway. They threw an interception the first time they had the football, wound up leading to a touchdown the other way. How do you approach drive number 2?
Going back to your game plan coming in, everyone has matchups that they like better than others, where they think they have an advantage. Dial up some of those plays. Try and go to those spots and get your offense moving.
Well, maybe that'll help him settle back into a groove after the interception on the first drive here, picking up the first to start drive number 2.
And it is just starting over, isn't it? Sometimes it's just how you have to do it. You have to erase things from your mind. Don't worry about what happened before, because over the course of a game, the good players, things turn out pretty well for them, and that's what he's trying to do here.
Sticking with Walker on 2nd down. And this won't be enough to pick up the first. A gain of 2, 3rd and 1.
I know that speed is the hallmark of today's NFL game, but the key to good rushing defense is still having your linebackers set the edge.
3rd down and 1. And now a handoff to Charbonnet. He is going nowhere as he is enveloped behind the line. Call it no gain that time, and they're going to be left looking up at a 4th and 1.
I apologize in advance, partner, but the beefeaters on the interior of this D-line, you just know they were licking their chops on 3rd and short. And yes, they were rewarded with a tasty dish, stuffing that one short of a 1st down.
Pete Carroll, no stranger to rolling the dice. He'll roll it again. 4th down, they're going for it. Needing the tough yards, they run it with their fullback. He's got the 1st down yardage before he's brought down at the 42. Just a gain of 3, but they'll certainly take it as they convert. I'm going to continue following the conversion on 4th. Here's 1st and 10. Eluding the pressure right. And Graham on the ground. And they'll have it in the red zone before he crosses over out of bounds. A good pickup there, 26 yards.
And that's how you shake off the interception you threw on the opening drive, come back and throw another strike and gain nice yardage. And I give credit to 2 people on this one. The man throwing the ball and the person calling the plays. They're not shutting him down early in this game.
And he'll go down here at the 12-yard line. Give him 5 on the carry there, and it'll be second down.
That's a really nice job by them picking up the run blitz and detecting it and blocking it and turning it into a nice run. And a lot of times you think if you blitz a running play, you're going to smother it. But a lot of the blitzers, they come in a little bit high. They don't have great leverage, and they're easily blocked and turned to the side.
The gain of 3 on the play. And all of a sudden here, it's third down. Coming up here looking for 3 yards to pick up the first. Smith on third down. Pass taken in by his big tight end. And he'll be taken down, but he does have first down yardage. So give him the yardage on the pass and half the distance to the goal line.
Because they're inside the 30, so now you don't march off the full 15, right? You have half the distance to the goal. In any event, that's...
And he's across the chalk into the end zone. Touchdown, Seahawks. Ken Walker taking it in from 2 yards out. And the Seahawks are an extra point away from drawing level. He had the option to hand that football off. I think it's safe to say that
good touchdown, bro.
Decision. That was a heck of a run.
It certainly was. And when you mentioned the option, most people think the quarterback's not going to keep the ball. You know, in the NFL, that's usually not the recipe for being around too long. So when you do keep it, it often surprises the heck out of a defense.
So all even at 7 now as they kick it away. And no thought to bring this one out. He'll just go down to a knee, and they'll take over at the 25. Back out there comes the 49ers offense ready for their second drive. And that last drive, so effective in the passing game, resulting in the touchdown. Maybe not many people were focused on the trenches. There was good protection there.
Excellent protection. So now, defensively, you've almost got to get down to those starters blocks like you're a sprinter. Get lower than those guys on offense and find a way to roar through them or around them to get into the face of the passer.
Easier said than done, though.
Way easier said than done. But they've got to try something because right now, they're just cutting him to shreds.
And down he goes, but he takes it up to the 40. They picked up 5 yards last time. Now they double it and get 10 here.
A lot of tight ends just use their size and their strength, try to occupy some space and kind of body people away and catch the football. But not this guy. He's a refined route runner. Makes me wonder if he took some dance classes in his background with his footwork.
On first down, this is McCaffrey. We'll get this up to about the 44.
I feel like I could see what he was thinking on that carry. Wanted to follow that big tackle through the hole. Ended up only getting 4 yards on the carry. I think he had designs on that one being bigger.
If you are an independent artist and you are looking to have a long-lasting career or build a gigantic career, then selling your soul is probably one of the biggest fears. Now, recently I ran a poll in the YouTube community, and this wasn't the biggest answer. It was really fear of failure, and I'll have to do a video on that later. And I didn't plan to do this video, but I felt that I needed to address it because I've noticed the signs of my own career growth before, and I exited and pivoted. So, if you want to keep this all in place, I know it's a sensitive topic, but we're going to jump into that coming up right here on the Music Money Makeover Show.
The 49ers with the football here to begin the second
quarter. The first way that your soul can be your body, if you will, and be given to somebody else is from fortune. Check it out. With fortune, you don't want to sacrifice yourself for money. We all need money to survive in this industry. Many of us crave it due to current financial struggles or past hardships. Let that sink in. Whether it was from childhood, not having it, whatever, let it sink in. Those who wealth in this game recognize the desire and aim to cater to your needs while turning a profit. They possess the money and resources to propel your career, but remember, plants grown too quickly often lack flavor. So you want to develop a mindset to acquire the necessary funds for your career growth without compromising your integrity. always keep in mind, never approach the negotiation table when you're desperate or hungry for that matter. So, I've said many times on this channel, when I was making music, I came from this standpoint. I wanted the money, not necessarily the fame. I mean, fame would be great, but I really wanted the money because there were things that I felt was missing from my past. Where I just wanted to be able to have a cool job in the music industry. So I started making the tracks and doing engineering for money for the sake of being cool and having money for being cool too. And then as I began to grow and rise in that, people can always sense when you need money because you start doing any and everything to learn, to get on. And once they start seeing you working overtime and extra hard to get on, they start to take advantage of that if you don't peep what's going on. So, and you all have seen this through my letters, like when you sign up for my email list, you begin to see those letters come in. That's what that story is really about. That's the motive behind that backstory and how it happened. But a lot of times it stems from, like I said, a lack thereof, a lack of having something. And once you show the tenacity and the work ethic that you will make it happen for this, then people will come in and take advantage of that. So you don't want to give it up for money because when you do, it's like they're going to attach the least amount but the most amount of opportunity to it. Or they're going to attach a lot of money with a huge upside. A promise of a huge upside is going to look so good you're going to take it. But that upside is going to cost so much more. Whatever the upside is on the money that you get right here, it costs way more than the money that they lured you in with. And that's where you got to give it up because you got in right here for tax and contracts and things involved with that attach you to the potential opportunity. See where I'm going with this? Now let's go to the second way. The second way is fame. Do not sacrifice yourself for notoriety. Fame is ego-driven. It's an ego-driven pursuit. Often, check this out, often stemming from feelings of being overlooked in childhood or current insignificance. Or you might feel small and belittled right now. So you want fame to make up for it. It's addictive. Once you start even trampling others in your path, get it. Powers that be understand and desire once again and cater to you, but at a steep price. Ultimately, notoriety without purpose is hollow. Find your reason for seeking fame. If you pursue it blindly, you risk losing ownership of your assets and being discarded by those who helped you rise. Much like a junkie, no longer useful to their dealer. So again, for me, like right along with the money that I wanted to get, the fame part, like it's hard working for money. Yes, it is. And you got to do the physical labor. But that fame part is like a phantom thing you can't see. But once it starts out of acknowledgement, people start to acknowledge you, and that sucker feels so good when people acknowledge you that when you don't get the acknowledgement, you get a little bit depressed behind it. But when you do get that acknowledgement, man, it's like, man, I'm on top of the world, and this can float you even when you don't have the money. It can keep you on a high even when you don't have the money. And when you lose out to the vapors, word to Biz Markie, rest in peace, when you lose out on the vapors, you ain't going to be able to get no money because you had sold it all for the fame. Your contract was for air, for something that wasn't even real. You see what I'm saying? And you have to keep going on that to fight the pain of you actually not having money. You see what I'm saying? So it's like, this is the second way that it goes. Like, I'm talking about, and it feels good, man. It feels good to the mind, to the brain when you get it, but you can't go that way. You gotta remain humble. Not humble in your aspects of working hard and getting to the goals that you want to achieve. Not so that you don't get your money, but humble for the fact that, yeah, it's cool and all to have that, but I want to have my fame and notoriety because of the purpose that I have, and not to have it alone so I feel like I'm noticed. That's what people harp on. Let's go to the third way. The third way is freedom. Do not sacrifice yourself for power. Freedom is elusive. People seek it because they believe it will liberate them from past troubles or grant them desired power. This pursuit often stems from feeling powerless and unimportant for them. However, true freedom doesn't exist. There are universal laws on this planet, not set by man, but by the universal creator itself, which prevent anyone from becoming the master of it all. As you chase freedom or power alone, you'll find that life remains challenging, and people make this life more than you like. In this pursuit, you risk becoming the villain in your own story. So, with power comes great courage, comes great force, right? And you seek to rule over tasks, items, but more importantly, people, right? And so this could mean that you are the master of your own ship or your bus. You're the captain and you know how to do it well. And so it feels good for you to manage all the people on your bus. So much so that you can go get more money and more notoriety so you can feel more power to have all these people behind you. You normally notice this with a lot of artists that have a huge entourage, right? If those people in the entourage don't have real purpose for being there and they're just there, then this person is ego tripping on power. You see what I'm saying? And if that power can stay up, you will sell out to the power. Again, powers that be know this. And if you begin to do that, then people will not like you. Because, watch this, when the money runs out for the power and you don't have, remember, you're generating power, but you have fuel for your generator. And when they take that fuel away, all the people that you were there saying, hey, I'm with you, man, because you were ruling over them, they won't like you anymore. And then you're going to have to fight them. That's what power is. You don't want to go down that route. So really all of this stems from an inner thing that you have to work on with yourself. All of these pieces. What does my past have to do with what I want? Your past has everything to do with what you want. As people, we always desire to grow and become better versions of ourselves. But the things we lack in our past, and we feel that if we add the missing piece or pieces, we will somehow become better people. However, it's only your reasoning for needing what's missing that makes your growth valid. You gotta add purpose to needing the money. You gotta add purpose to needing the notoriety. You gotta add purpose to needing the power. Because if you were trying to fill a void for yourself, it is selfish. And the music becomes selfish. You see what I'm saying? Because at the end of the day, we're in a service space now. Yes, the music will get you to the point that you want to be at. But it's got to have a purpose on it. You see what I'm saying? In order to keep the ego at bay, to keep the necessary desire for high amounts of finances at bay, and keep the necessary desire for powers at bay, there's attach a purpose to it. Why you want it? Why are you making the music? Oh, I'm making music for love. No, you're making music for purpose. That's really what you're doing it for. Because if you're making music for love, then you're in your basement, it never really gets released. You're having fun. It's like just like playing video games. At the end of the day, you make some music you don't really care about releasing. The minute you release it, you gotta have purpose behind it. Because if you don't, you're going to succumb to one of these three ways. Why do the powers that be take advantage of artists? Don't hate the player, hate the game. They aren't taking advantage. You've either paid their price or are willing to. Your desires for fame, fortune, and freedom come with attached vices. You never reveal your vices. They're like a master key to your soul. People can always use them to lure you in. Don't hate the player, man. Hate the game. They got the source that you want. That's the source that they sell. You got a price that you want to pay for it, and this is their price. If you can't afford their price, don't go get it from them. And if you have to take a loan to afford their price, you're in the worst boat ever. Because that's how they get it. If you can afford the price, you ain't got to sell nothing. And if their price is too high and you don't agree with it, walk away. This means you can't come to the deal table hungry. What are vices? Vices are relief actions of substances you use to help your mind escape reality. If you can capture someone's mind, you can capture their soul. And this is why I value independence.
What the fuck, bro?
It's a long road. But if you do it right, it can work for you. That's why I tell people to get into my 60-day record label course. I know this is a very spiritual video. And it's like, man, why are you selling product? But I'm always selling product. You know this. That's why you're watching the video. right? So if you want to build that record label or publishing company fast within 60 days or less, so you can stay independent or at least rise pretty high in your career, jump into the 60-day record label course beneath this video right now. Today, you'll gain the abilities to get the funding for these companies. You prevent yourself from getting screwed contractually because you'll learn how to read it. And then on top of that, you'll keep the middleman out of your pockets of the cash flow that you need to receive international and domestically from your record and your publishing royalties. Then you can decide if that price to pay for those 3 items I talked about today is worth it. And if this seems a little bit skeptical to you, grab my free guide, 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits, a free split sheet included with that download, plus a mini course that explains more of the 60-day record label. Okay, but let's look at the upside for this. Staying on the independent course not only adds more street accolades to your career, but also grants you greater freedom, money, and fame, providing you with everything you truly need without the overwhelming stress that often accompanies excessive celebrity. It does, because you're going to get that celebrity anyway. But if you had to earn that celebrity, chances are the fame ego trip ain't going to be too high. Like, you're going to love it, you're going to love the love, but you already going to know that it's a little bit of that. We got a lot of hard, we worked really hard to get here. We didn't sell out, meaning we didn't. I don't really want to say that we didn't lose ourselves to the algorithm. We didn't sell ourselves for the price that it took to get that. We worked for the price that it took to get that. That's the upside. So we get to enjoy it. It feels a whole lot better. But the downside is this. Aiming high and getting it now. I want it now. I need my fame now. I need my money now. I need the power right now. Because that's gonna make me big, and people want to love me, and I want to love myself. Love doesn't come from outside, it comes from inside. And aiming high and getting it now will put you in a position that may seem great at first, but you'll soon begin to hate it. Survivor's remorse will kick in, and chips will start to fall, and you have to find new groups of people to grow with quickly, because all your older friends won't be able to hang with you. They won't be able to hang with you because of the massive amounts of growth that happen right there, right? So whereas you may lose friends along the timeline in your life because you've been growing slowly, right? And it's just a natural process. When it happens at one time, they fall off really, really fast. And you got to get new friends that help you that you don't know. The same thing that you were seeking. And that's what you got to deal with. So therefore, if you were worried about selling yourself to the music industry, now know the new ways that the industry will harp on it. Just naturally, it will harp on it, right? Music moneymakers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump to the 60-day record label course beneath this video, grab a free step below beneath this video, smash the like button, book a call on musicmoneymakeover.com, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Walker will take this into the end zone for a Seahawk touchdown.
If you've ever dreamed of owning an apartment complex and you live near one of these cities, then you've got to see the same ad that I saw 3 years ago. It was for a master class that came to my area. I now own 11 of them.
You just have to love watching the way he can create space down near the goal line, and he's able to take it into the end zone.
Anybody working in the music industry today wants to boost their income or cash flow, but they don't really know what to do about it or how to do it. Okay? We all can agree. But if you want to know the ways that you can do this to turn around that income and cash flow that you're seeking, tune in to today's episode of the Music Money Makeover Show.
The kick unit for the Seahawks out there on the
All right, step one, improve your recording quality. Improving your recording quality makes your music more pleasant to the listener's ears. It also helps you compete with more professional recording artists and bigger record labels. This in turn elevates you in the customer's mind, leading them to consider you better than average. As a result, they're more likely to choose you over lower grade artists. This may seem stupid, and it may seem already integrated into your minds, but for those of you all who are getting things done on a Scarlet Box or Inbox, the A to D converters in them suckers ain't all that great. It's just enough for you to get the idea across. It's not like you can't improve the quality through mixing, but the initial quality from the vocal chain all the way through to the recording, from the guitars, the amps, the bass, all that equipment. When you improve the recording quality onto record, it changes the game. It's a psychology thing. It's a psychosis on the brain to the listener. The song can be but the recording quality can be like, yo, And then from there, it balances against the balance out in the brain. And then from there, the customer says, oh, this is a good record. Let me save this to my playlist. Let's keep going. Improve your song quality. While improving your recording quality enhances the listener's experience, improving your song quality establishes your brand in the minds of consumers and listeners more effectively than the average or novice writer who doesn't grasp the importance of a great song and melody. This also boosts your income from publishing. So if it's a psychosis on the brain, improve audio quality, all we got to do is upgrade the quality of the actual song and the melody. Easiest songs have nursery rhyme rhythms, not words, rhythms that go along with the quality of the audio itself and the production. If we match those two together, boom, we got a great song. It might be a hit song, but it's not promoted like a hit yet. So that's another topic for another day. Let's keep going. Protect and catalog your assets. Protecting and cataloging your assets serves multiple purposes. It secures your work, organizes and pre-approves your catalog for potential licensing and leveraging opportunities, and allows quicker access to your entire repertoire. This organization opens up some more use cases for your music, ultimately creating more opportunities to generate income from your creations. This might not sound like something, but these are small steps. Each one of these are small steps to transform your music business. When you protect your work, people can find you on file at the U.S. Copyright Office who actually want to license what you have as your role. When you keep it cataloged, when those people come to license your stuff, you already have, MP3s and different versions of your songs ready to send out to people who want to license. The same thing goes for DJs who may need certain versions of your records, or remixers that you hired and you need certain versions of your records. You already have stuff ready to go. You might lose the session file, but you got this stuff stored in the cloud. See what I'm saying? So catalog it right and protect it right. We're on a winning game plan because now we have a bunch of works protected and we're raising the value of that. We can leverage that. Put money down the line. So you got to put this into play. Let's keep going. Develop your ability to make great content consistent. Many artists don't enjoy creating content. I know you don't, because I get these messages all the time. But developing your ability to consistently produce high-quality material is crucial. If you can strike a balance between quality and quantity, you'll establish a name for yourself. This will also generate more curiosity and awareness about who you are and the music you make. Ultimately, this leads to increased sales and opportunities overall. So, consistent, great content is not about pumping out one a day on each platform. So, if it takes you a certain amount of time to produce the content and keep the quality up, then just reduce the frequency. But don't reduce it to an amount so low that we don't get to, you disappear into the abyss and we don't really get to know about you. So, if you need to go one every day, every other day, but keep your quality up, go one every other day so that you don't get burnt out, the quality stays high, and then the content within the content itself stays up. You see what I'm saying? So reduce the frequency of the quality and have them match in the middle, and that is your consistency rate. So some of you all may do one a day, some may be able to do 3 a day, some may be able to do one every 2 days, but stay consistent in what you do. You know me, I'm posting twice a week. That's what I got for you, because I got other stuff going on. I stay consistent. Let's keep rolling. Add team members to increase output. Although we may start by doing the work ourselves in the music industry, we cannot succeed without a team. To increase your output, you'll need to add team members. However, it's important to note that team members don't have to be paid consistently. They can be paid on a case-by-case basis or on a percentage basis. This approach allows you to hire more people early on rather than waiting until you have money. A better team leads to better sales, which in turn leads to more money. So in order for you to scale, you can't rely on one person. In order for you to grow, right? Let's keep the words non-corporate. In order for you to grow, you can't do all the systems and handle all the processes yourself. You're a one-person person. So like, I can't scale my one-on-one consultation calls because I'm the only one that can do it. But I got other systems in my business that need help. You all email me. You think you're talking to me, but you actually talk to the staff, right? So I had to get a staff to handle that if I was going to make more content and make more products that are soon to come out. I had to get an editor because I used to edit, but I can't edit, right? Because I got to focus on creating more products and things for the business. Then I had to get an accountant because I can't handle all my money. I can't run the taxes. And eventually that accountant will scale up into a chief financial officer. You see what I'm saying? So it's all these things you got to put in place. You got to add team members if you're wanting to grow in this game. Focus on selling to fans first. It's true that many artists focus on getting streams first, prioritizing themselves and putting money in their pockets. However, it's important to note that while everybody wants to stream music, whether it be paid, more money is actually made when music is sold to fans who genuinely want it, rather than to people who just want to increase samples. Therefore, when you're making music, you always want to create not only for yourself and what you like, but also for the fan and what they would pay the most for. This approach ensures there will always be checks and balances on the quality of material that we put out. Man, that one said so much, I think we rewind it like a few seconds and listen to it again. Let's go to the next one. Develop a music product. While music streaming offers a free, convenient sample for listeners, real money is made when music is developed into a product. This could be sample packs or physical media. The key to making significant money in the music industry is figuring out how to transform your music into a product that can sell more than 0.0038 cents or sell for more than 0.0038 cents per stream. That's the key. To make money in music has a record. Of course, there are other things that are derived from the leverage effects of your brand. But specifically speaking on music, we gotta figure out what those products could be. Alright, that we could derive directly from the music. Anyway, let's keep going. We want to develop a sales funnel to capture fans. Many creators have never heard of a sales funnel. However, sales funnels are what capture sales online, and nearly everyone in the world has encountered one. As an artist, if you want to capture value from your listeners, you'll need to learn how to develop a sales funnel. This funnel will guide fans into your world, gather their email and contact information, and eventually secure their financial support. Without a sales funnel, it will become nearly impossible to sustain yourself as an artist in the music business. I got a sales funnel. Thousands of people go through the lead. It is what it is. And your favorite artist has one who just probably didn't notice it. Well, if they're business savvy enough, they have. And you've seen them plenty of times. But without this, as an independent artist or independent record label, you can't succeed in this game. Let's keep going. Decrease your production costs. Decreasing your production costs will boost your income on the back end of your sales. This is why many artists choose to work with a single producer to reduce expenses. At the same time, as mentioned earlier, hiring team members on a percentage basis is another way to cut production costs. These strategies allow you to increase your profit margin. Again, if we want to make more money on the back end of selling our product, then we got to get our production costs down. The cost to actually make it, to produce, mix, record, master, create artwork, produce it, and package it, and then put it up. We got to reduce all of those costs to almost nothing when we're getting started. So we're going to need the favors of a lot of people. Just help us out with a little bit here and a little bit there, right? And then this will help us get off the ground faster. The more we have to pay when we start is going to take us a little bit longer to finish. Like if we got a lot of capital to start with, then we should be okay. If we don't have a lot of capital, we need to work on getting everything down to almost low. Okay, let's keep going. Decrease your production time. Decreasing your production time allows you to bring more products to market much quicker than most artists. If you combine this with decreasing production costs while maintaining high recording and song quality, it will be nearly impossible not to have a high success rate with your music. More production time allows you more time for other tasks that require your attention as an artist. This in turn keeps your income consistent. High song quality, high recording quality, low production costs, but then a quick production time is a perfect storm for the next mega artist. And then team that's going to support that artist. Because you figured out a system that works for you. The goal is to improve upon that system and keep the same ratio. Develop a winning mind. It's physical. Some of it is mental. And if you develop a winning mindset where you believe you can only fail if you quit, you'll last much longer in the industry. This mindset gives you more tenacity to push forward. A winning mindset is hard to shake. It's difficult to throw off course because it makes you much more resilient throughout your journey. You can only fail in this game if you quit. You're the only one that has this vision. You're the only one that can sing like you do, make beats like you do, dance like you can, right? So nobody else can do that but you. You might sound similar to somebody, but you can only be you. And you can only fail if you quit. So develop a winning mindset. Develop a brand mindset. Not an artist mindset. Recording artists are recording artists, and we understand that. However, if you develop a brand mindset instead of focusing solely on songs or products, you'll shift your focus to the customer experience. That was a deep statement. A brand is all about how customers enjoy or interact with your product and store that memory in their minds. Therefore, if you can develop a mindset that you're not only an artist, but a brand, or not just a record label, but a brand, you'll naturally focus more on the customer experience. This approach enables us to generate significantly more cash flow in the process. The customer experience is the brand. Right? We develop what we want our experience to potentially look like, so that we target certain people that are, locked in on these attributes that we're making this thing look like, but it's all about the experience. How are we interacting with them? Did we give them enough enlightenment? Was it easy to buy? Did we do enough experiences where they can actually experience us? Did we care about them? Did we follow up with their DMs? Did we comment with them? Switch your mind. Now, I know you got to be an artist, but switch it to a brand. And think about, if I was a fan of somebody, I would love it if they responded to me, if they sent me a DM or a video message every once in a while, right? While I'm getting things off the ground, like to show me that, they appreciate me for supporting them. I would want that. You know what I mean? So do the same thing for your fans. You can't just be so artistically stuck here that you don't think about your customer experience. Because the customer experience brings you money. Let's keep going. Use your record label structure. All the steps discussed so far are crucial, but none of them matter without a proper business structure to support your record label. With the right structure in place, not only collect cash flow, but also protect your rights and grow beyond your personal side business. This approach opens up more business opportunities and avenues for income. And if you need help building a business structure for your record label, tap the link beneath this video that says 60-day record label course and get started today. Okay, people always say, hey man, do I really need like the company and all of that when you're getting started? Most people, by the time you make it to this channel, you've probably already done some testing in the market to get your music ready to release. You kind of know what you want to start with. And at this point, you're going to pour some money into your music. Yes, you need it because it's going to help you do some other things that we had already said in the video. Cataloging, protecting, all that stuff. Right? It's very important because you need it to grow. That creates leverage for you to benefit off of later down the line. I know it seems like a lot if you're a creator, and therefore you're going to have to bring on your team members to help you out because you can't grow strictly by yourself. I've said this, I've done this, I know it. I've got team members to help me out, and I will continue to grow. You see what I'm saying? But without that, it just doesn't work, man. So you got to have the structure to grow. Nobody really, you'll find that if you don't have the structure to support the business the right way, it will not grow. Because again, it's like you're trying to make something happen. You're trying to plant a flower, I don't know, in a toilet. And it's not going to grow, It's not in the right environment. And you got to have the right conditions for it. So that's why I suggest learn to develop some systems. If there's one thing that can save you in this process, it's systems. Systems are designed to help you save time, save money, and make your production creative process and sales process a lot easier, simpler, and more efficient. You cannot have true success in this business without systems attached to your record label structure. Without them, everything falls apart. So that's email systems and follow-up systems, sales funnels, payment systems, payment options, things like that. Right? Because we're building a business at the end of the day. We're not just creating music and going out here and having fun. No, fans and supporters give us the money to go out here and have fun. So we got to make it efficient for them to give us money. It makes all the sense in the world. And maintain that money. Develop a way to acquire emails. For a person who runs record label or recording artists, emails are a key factor in making money and nurturing your audience. While fans can be engaged on social media, true fan relationships are built in private spaces away from the public eye. This allows you to speak directly to them, and email is the easiest way to do this before creating fan communities. Email marketing often produces more sales than social media announcements because dedicated fans are more likely to spend money on what you offer them. Now, developing a way to collect emails may seem archaic, but it's not, because it's actually the easiest way to nurture your people before you can actually get to the space of actually having a community. Before you get to that community space, you're going to be replying to comments, joining DMs, or replying to DMs, or sending out DMs, maybe using the broadcast channel on Instagram, and then on top of all that, email. Right? You may eventually make it into texting, but that's a little bit more costly. So you're going to start with email. And this is a way that you're actually going to nurture your fans and supporters, the people who are really infatuated with you. You know what I mean? This is very, very necessary into the success of your career. Without it, we can't do anything. Learn how to nurture your fan base. It's surprising that I would say that just before this. The key here is that if you learn how to nurture your fan base, you'll have what's called a better LTV or lifetime customer value. Okay, this means your fans will stick around much longer than if you just show up on social media. Fans want a different experience than your average consumer or sampler on social media. If you give them this experience on social media and you're consistent with it, just like you're consistent with social media, they'll stick around much longer. You'll mean a lot more to them, and they'll mean a lot more to you, especially when it comes to your pockets. All right, so let's talk about this. Fans actually want to be nurtured. They do. You got to give them a reason for them to be nurtured, and you actually did that when you enlightened them as to who it is you are. And then once they got enlightened enough, they said, hey man, it's got to be something else that I can get right now to experience you. As you're getting started, you're not going to have much, but an email list might be great, because you might say, instead of just signing up for my email list, you'll sign up to my email list where all my fans get to know the inside story of me a lot more quickly than on social media, and we can make this a, kumbaya type of thing, yada, 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 right? And you sell them on signing up for the email list, and they get exclusive stories and pictures and all this stuff that's not posted on social media, and it feels like a fan's group. And that is a way that you can make people spend a lot of money with you. Because if you're afraid to sell on social media, it's going to be a lot easier to sell through email. So if you need some tools for independence, then I encourage you to jump into my 6-day record label course beneath this video. You'll gain the ability to get real funding for your record label, prevent yourself from getting screwed contractually, because I'll show you how not to do that. And you'll keep the middleman out of your pockets when it comes to your royalties. Right now, if you're skeptical about this, a free guide, 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits, is positioned beneath this video so I can teach you more about the 6-day record label course and what to do to get that money. A free split sheet comes with that guide, as well as a mini course. But here is your upside. By implementing all the 15 steps, you'll significantly increase your chances of achieving $1 million status as a personal record label owner and a recording artist. These strategies will help boost your revenue and maximize your earnings from your music career. Now, using only 5 steps, if you implement 5 steps or fewer from this video, you'll see progress, granted, but it may be slower. But slow movement is better than no movement. So, however, you should strive to make all these steps work consistently in your operation. I recommend at least 25, but I'm going to do it out 15, man. You are like a man. You know what I mean? Music money makers, make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump to the 6-day record label course beneath this video. Grab the free stuff beneath this video, book the call, smash the like button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
And how everyone is a threat.
So from Seahawk territory now, it's 1st and 10.
When most new labels and new artists get into the game, they actually overcomplicate music marketing. You're just beginning. Why make it this whole big thing? You know what I mean? This is totally understandable, because I get that you want to be where your favorite artists are currently right now. So what happens is you default to the normal activities to blend in with the crowd. And I know that you really don't want to do that. But if you want to stand out from the normalcy of the crowd, then you must engage in these 3 marketing staples, and I'm going to call them tricks today. Coming up right here on the Music Money Makeover Show. First things first is we got to breed curiosity. Many artists know this as showcasing their talent, shooting music videos, creating music-related content. However, many artists stop here, which usually causes a bottleneck in their marketing without our next simple trick. And if you want to succeed with your marketing, you've got to make it past this step. Otherwise, all your promotional efforts are stifled. Now, many of you all do what you see on the surface. You create the music, you put it up on Spotify. Great, cool, we did that. I mean, we got to do that in all your streaming services. You shoot a micro music video because you can't really afford the full one, or you may shoot a very affordable full music video. Cool, we need that too, because this advertises our music, right? You may be, get it on some playlists and whatnot, but we do the regular stuff that you're going to do. And you take the music video, you put it on your social media, you do everything music related. Yes, we need this. Now I'm curious about you. So you're breeding curiosity by doing all the music stuff. The artwork looks good, so that brings curiosity about what the contents of the music may be. I listen to the music is good. I'm like, dang, guess what my next step is? Who is this person? Let's go to it. Next, we gotta enlighten the people. The second trick is enlightening the people. Many artists are afraid to do this because they're afraid to show their true selves. They're afraid to peel back the layers of their onion. But without enlightenment, listeners don't actually become fans. You see, that's what we need to be. They just become semi-supporters. Enlightening people means telling your story, explaining who you are, what you stand for, and what you aim to become in the future. And this allows supporters to become true fans and pushes your promotional and marketing efforts forward. Stop right here. This is, and I'm making it simple. I'm making making it so simple for you all today. I'm collapsing your timeline, making it really, really simple. A lot of artists don't enlighten people because they're afraid to show who they are to the general public. Now, you wanted this great superstar image of yourself, but you failed to look at all the other artists that motivated you to want to have that about yourself, the superstardom about yourself. You're not even taking into account how you found out about them. So put yourself in a position of a fan and look at how much information you know about an artist that they've allowed themselves to give over the music that they created. Think about all the articles you read. Think about all the interviews you see that enlighten you further on who this person is as a person. You know all of that. You know all the fan facts. How are you as the artist going to get to that level if you can't do the same thing for yourself? So that's a becoming problem that you have right there. To be the star that you are, you have to let people know who you are. And this is one of our main bottlenecks right here. Everybody can do creative stuff. Nobody wants to tell who they are. And I'll give you contrast, and I won't go on a soapbox. But if we rewind back to the 90s or to the 2000s, rather, people made music. They made music videos. We had, channels for it to go out on. Spotify was really pumping in the U.S. by 2008. So we had that. This was great. But our platforms, we had blogs at the time. That's how we got the information. Social media was out, but Instagram wasn't there. Heavily supported video, and only video things we had really YouTube at the time. We go back into the 90s. You had radio, you had the CD, you had or cassette, and you had your music video channels, like your music video countdown shows, right? And on top of that, you had the interviews on the radio, and that's how we got the information about the artist amongst magazines as well. It's the same thing. We just condensed it and put it on social media, and now you have the power as an artist to tell your story freely. And it is something that many artists don't want to do. So once we get past this roadblock right here, then we got to go to the biggest one of them all, the Bowser, if you will, of all three of these. And that is call them to action. The last trick is calling supporters to action, encouraging them to buy something. Most of your supporters already know how to stream your music, but now you need to engage with them and show them how to take action by purchasing something that will give them a better experience of you. Many artists and new labels fail at this because they can't see beyond serving everyone stream. Remember, at the end of the day, your goal is to sell to paying customers. If we focus on selling to paying customers, then we want to focus on creating a better customer experience at all times. Now, I'm gonna lie, from the artists that I work with who started selling merch, I love when they do limited merch runs, where it's a limited time. You get this right now, you only pressed up 100 t-shirts with this design. That's it. I'm gonna buy so long as I feel that you can continue to grow and get healed.
Man, I'm getting my ass whooped, bro.
Someone had to make a play and try and stop this exhibition of almost speed racing that we've been watching.
Nah, you ain't lying, bro. You ain't fucking lying on that, dog. How you making it, champion?
Back to the air, Smith on second down. Over the middle, finding Smith and Jigba. They get 7 out of that, so they're left with a 3rd and 3. Here's Smith.
Oh my God!
Middle of the field and incomplete. 3 quarters in the books. You are watching the NFL.
Sheesh! Second quarter, I got fucked up, bro.
Here in Santa Clara, and this is a blowout so far as we get set for the 4th quarter. A very one-sided affair. Desperation time for Smith on 4th down. That is caught. And he is going to have a Seahawks first down. They needed 3. They got 6. Plenty enough for the conversion on 4th. And this a quick slant to Lockett. And he's tackled a yard short of the marker.
Come on,
Good
bro.
gain of 9 on 1st down. Out of the gun, Walker with it. And they'll bring him down at the 18-yard line.
Walker had a great game.
Speed things up here. From the red zone now, Smith.
Touchdown.
He's got it. Touchdown.
Finally.
Seahawks. DK Metcalf. An 18-yard touchdown grab. And the Seahawks get a small measure of revenge as they cut into this 4th quarter deficit. A nice connection there, finding his target, and that'll put 6 up on the board.
Great experience as a fan, especially if the limited run merchandise looks good. It was designed well. It doesn't have all these colors. It could be one single color that's screen printed on a shirt, and that's fine. But the design looks great, and I know it's a limited run. I'm buying. You get what I'm saying? Because this gives me a better experience than you. You've enlightened me to the point where I want to buy. So that shows that you care. But if you're going to really make some money to support your music, you gotta sell me something so that you can get a profit margin off of that. And you reinvest it back into your music and into your brand experiences. Right? So I can have more fun with you. Like, and support you. I'm a supporter. Let me support you. I can't support you if we don't have an exchange. I can't be a fan if we don't have an exchange. And you gotta learn how to call people to action after you've already enlightened them. These are your 3 main tricks right here. If you can get these right here, if you can get these right here, then we win. Check it out. This seems too simple. What's the catch? There is no catch. These are the top 3 areas where all artists and record labels bottleneck. If you master these 3 phases, you'll see your career skyrocket without a shadow of doubt. I'm not even explaining it. Let's keep going. What do I call them to action for? You need to understand that you're calling potential supporters, fence sitters, and current fans to action specifically to purchase something that gives them a better experience than what they've already seen on social media. That's the key. This requires effort on your part to create an experience you can sell directly to supporters and potential fans. It takes work, but once you accept this, your music career will become more fulfilling. If you saw our video on Tuesday, you know it was about transforming the people. Right? That was, even though I mentioned some of this on Tuesday. Transforming the people. That's what we're really doing here. But we're giving them a better experience, and it becomes fulfilling to us because we're helping these people survive and thrive throughout their days. With our creative music, it's just we're storytelling through music, then we storytell just the storyteller on the camera about ourselves, and then we sell the product. I mean, I should make a video on that. We storytell through music, then we storytell in general, and then we sell the product. It's so simple that it's hard. What happens if I just stop at streaming? You can stop at streaming if you want to. However, it will be a hard uphill battle. The profits you gain will never be enough to outweigh the effort and money you put in to create awareness and get people to stream in the first place. This is why many quit. The work becomes too exhausting and the reward is too low. Okay, several clients that I've consulted with, ones that are making 5 figures, some that are making 6. Everybody knows that if you run ads to streaming, you're going to lose. Now, you gain people that will listen, but if you don't have a lot of cash to invest to run ads, you begin to find out that it doesn't make sense. And what you actually begin to find out is what I said in Tuesday's video and today, is that you're going to make more money selling to the supporter than you can. So why not just create an ad campaign around that? Let's focus on doing the natural stuff on social media the correct way. Let's actually go into the streets and do a couple things. And then on top of that, let's run a marketing campaign around the fans and support, because that's going to make us more money. Because I'm running a loss, running all of these ads to get people to stream from the playlisting, or playlisting not really, from the Spotify ads itself, from the Facebook ads itself. Gaining awareness, but I'm losing a lot of cash. I'm really losing about 97% of money. And this is not no joke. I'm not even storytelling at this point. I'm telling you, people are losing so much money trying to advertise to everybody to go to Spotify to listen. And they usually only last about 2 to 3 months. They cut it off because they realize they lost so much money. It's not that they didn't gain listeners, that they lost them. Anyway, but that's what you can do. You can do streaming if you want to, but at the end of the day, you're going to make so much more money once you start selling product. Here's what you can do. For every 3 pieces of content that showcases your music, create 1 piece that tells the story behind your work, why you made it or what inspired you. This approach will increase fans' retention and boost word-of-mouth promotion once you've implemented this strategy. Come back and repeat the process. Now, you're going to do all this and you're going to have a lot of cash flow, so I got some tools for you, because you're going to need a platform to actually support all this cash flow. So you're going to need a record label, new music executives, new artists, and you're going to need to get it done within 60 days plus, I'm assuming. And I got you covered because that's beneath this video. But if you want to get it done with the foolproof process, jump into my 60-day record label course right now beneath the video. You'll gain the ability to get real funding for your record label. You'll prevent yourself from getting screwed contracts in the game, and you'll keep the middleman out of your pockets. How cool is that? But if you're skeptical, grab my free guide, 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits. A free split sheet is included with that download, plus a mini course for your skepticism. All right, now, let's talk about the upside of this. If you focus on all 3 steps at one time, as long as your music is genuinely good, your career will grow rapidly, almost magically, and others might think you're an overnight success. But it's simply a matter of science, showing people what you can do and explaining who you are. I'm telling you it's magical, man. And I'm saving you time. I promise you, if you hear, listen to me. I've consulted nearly almost over 1,000 people from this whole thing. And I'm telling you, everybody that shifted their site from everybody on Spotify straight to the fan. The people on Spotify got taken care of anyway. And that changed and it transformed the whole operation. All right, here's the downside. Now, if you continue to showcase your talent and sell to everybody, you'll put yourself in a position where you begin to present the industry. The fans and the very act of creating music over time it becomes less enjoyable, and eventually you'll bow out with bitterness. The only reason why you're bowing out is because it's difficult. Why? It's difficult because the effort that you're putting in to get people to stream is not worth the outcome. Here's a soapbox piece. I don't know if I think I might have wrote something to cover this. It goes for social media too. The effort that you put in on social media alone is not enough to make it happen. So the only other element that you're missing, it's the streets. The one place many artists fear to go because they don't want the public to let them know what they think about them in the physical. But it's one of the ways that you're going to actually grow. But music money makers, if you make music, you should always make money. And guess what? I just gave you some key ways that you can transform your position in this game to where you want to be. So if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com. Jump to the 60-day record label course from this video. Grab the free stuff. Book a call there. Smash the like button. I'll see you.
Rushing for him now as he has been tremendous all day long.
Brandon, I've got to think this offensive line has got some smiles on its faces. And I know it sounds crazy, but they practiced for this back in training camp. They knew they'd be in situations where it'd be extra defenders.
Most artists do not want to go into the D2C space because they have a fear of piracy. And I understand where you're coming with. You'll go right back into streaming simply because you don't want to bring the storm of selling to people who will actually buy from you and actually people who may steal from you. But let me quell those fears, if you will, so that you can actually move into D2C successfully as this world begins to build and become bigger. Right here on the Music Money Makeover Show. All right, first things first is we got to address who you're selling to. And you're selling to lovers and goers. When approaching direct-to-consumer D2C sales, it's crucial to understand your audience. You see, these people, in my opinion, are experience seekers. We classify them as lovers and goers. For instance, music lovers, or audiophiles for that matter, concert goers, club goers, movie lovers, and moviegoers. These individuals are willing to spend more for an enhanced experience. So you must provide that elevated experience. That right there, we just got our audience. So imagine this, you got your streaming audience over here, the people who are not really fans, or they may be fans, but they can't afford it, they're not super fans of yours, they just want to hear what you got. And then you got these people who are experience seekers, right, who want to experience music in a certain way. Just like the moviegoers want to go to the theater. The moviegoers are the people that you see that will go to the theater and invite a DVD and have the home theater at the house and a whole slew of Blu-rays and DVDs, even though everything's on Apple TV and Roku boxes and all that. Those are the movie lovers and moviegoers. And the same thing with the music lovers. Yeah, they can stream on Spotify, but they'd rather have a physical copy, and the audiophiles would rather have a physical copy. We're speaking to a different audience. Some people want streaming, some people want an experience, right? And they also want to support the artist because they love the music that you make, your audio dopamine that you make. All right. Now that we understand our audience, let's dig a little bit deeper here. Increasing quality increases value. Providing an enhanced experience means packing a lot of value into your music product. This approach appeals to music lovers and concert goers who are willing to pay a premium price for that added value. The higher pricing serves a dual purpose. It reflects the product's worth and deters many potential pirates. Okay? These liberators, if you will, are less likely to pay a high price for a product they can't profit from. And I'll explain what I mean by that. Only a pirate with the sinister motive of harming your profits and brand would buy your premium priced product to bootleg it on the streets. Okay. If there is no value for the person who will liberate your stuff, what's the point? Right? So people used to leak stuff back in the day to say, yo, I got the exclusive, when you really just got it, it was an illegal leak. And it did it for street cred, props, or whatever, for getting all the exclusive stuff. But if they're not going to get any props for it, because everybody knows that, the consumer knows that they have pretty much access to all the music in the world they want to hear on Spotify, then the bootlegger is like, why would I leak this? And if you weren't looking to buy this directly from the artist, then chances are you're not really looking for the leak. And the only people who are looking for the leak are cheap super fans. So your thing is, well, if I'm going to offer a premium experience to the experience seeking audience that we talked about earlier, then we have to increase the value of what's within this product, the contents within. So that could be, different versions of the song, and I've been over this so many times on the channel, different versions of the song, art, posters, lyric sheets, all types of things that you would have normally gotten in a physical copy in a digital version, plus access or plus the ability to get the physical copies as well as the digital version in one package. That right there begins to deter pirates who have a heart. And they're like, okay, well, if I came to your page, your D2C page, I already see that I had to be a fan to get here in the first place. Okay? Or some type of, I would have to have some type of awareness about you and some type of concern about you to want to buy what you have and then go share it with my friends. And a lot of times, people are pirates and they don't even know because they buy it, they go share with their friends what they bought. But at the same time, if you increase the value of the contents within the package, then that deters piracy. Let's deter it a little bit more. Check it out. Pay what you want. Most liberators won't bother you if you have a pay what you want option for the album because anyone can get it at a price they can afford. However, many fans will pay $20 when they see an artist asking for donations, while others may pay just $1. Now, this flexible pricing strategy can deter piracy while still making the music accessible to all fans. Remember, $1 accounts for roughly 263 streams, and if you have 10 songs on an album, then that's roughly 26.3 listens. So even if someone said, hey, I'm going to pay you $1 for the album, at least you still get your streaming rate. But because you lowered the floor on the entry gate, if you will, then if anyone was going to actually, you know what I'm saying, take anything, it's really like, hey, why would you do that when they're saying you can pay what you want? And it's like, yo, at some point you got to have some type of integrity, but I understand that people don't have morals in this world. I get it. But once you've increased the value of the product, and once you've lowered the payment for it to whatever it is you want, you begin to cut out a lot of people that feel that they need to liberate your product by putting it on the black market or the underground markets, if you will. All right? And again, like I was saying earlier, if people make it to your D2C page, they were already fans and they saw your promotion and wanted to be there in the first place. You see what I'm saying? Most people do not make it to, let's say, your email page or your Bandcamp page if they weren't already wanting to be there in the first place. It just is what it is. Let's boil it a little bit more. Now, setting a timeline. A crucial aspect of the D2C process is determining the timeline to meet your sales goal while maintaining the attention of followers who prefer lower prices. We'll get to that in a minute. This strategy is similar to releasing a movie for purchase on Apple TV during its theatrical release, allowing fans to component early on the Apple TV box, or experience it in the best format at the cinema. This is happening at the same time. Now, while movies typically allocate 2 months for this timeline, music aims for a 2-week window with the goal of recouping up to 70% of the recording and production costs. Scheduling your streaming release date close to your D2C release date can significantly reduce piracy. So, watch this. We've increased the value and we added premium offers to that album so we can have a great listening experience. We dropped the price of our lesser listening experience, if you will, where people can stream, but they get access to it. We offer people to pay what you want because leakers are only really going to allow you to listen. That's all they're going to do. Then, with that, we also smashed our timeline window. So we said, okay, it's going to be available exclusively like this in this form for this time. It's a limited time offer. So what we did was we raised the stakes and we raised the, I don't know what's the word for it, but you know what I'm saying? We raised the level so that people would rush and buy it because they know that this is only going to be available for a limited time. Now, and this is only if you want to do this. Our pay-what-you-want structure for the streaming only may still stand if people want to have access to certain things like a community chat or something like that. But after this window is closed, it is now going to streaming. That way, if you're bigger, this can quell a lot of piracy and allow you to make the money. As I just said, up to 70% of your recording costs, and you can get your other 30% on streaming down the line. You see what I'm saying? But again, if you follow my Spotify strategy in my last Spotify video, I'll pop it in right here, then you can have the snippet album, as I said earlier in this video, with the singles and the snippets, and then you keep it to this spot. That way, everybody's happy. Well, a lot of piracy here by offering enough samplers for those who could care less about your music, and then for those who pay for it, you still get the experience while not really offending them by cheapening the value of what they paid for and putting it on streaming platforms. It depends on how big you are. You have to run this strategy with your team and figure out, okay, this will work because we're at this level, and there's a lot of fans who are really used to streaming that want to hear everything we have. It all depends on the level that you're at and who you're really trying to cater to. Remember, you're catering to an audience of experience seekers. It's different than people who are streaming. You see what I'm saying? Let's keep going. Content ID can protect your music for the first 2 weeks of release. YouTube is the primary platform where most people consume free music, so your songs should be registered through a Content ID service. Sometimes you may need to select the service outside of your distributor, as many distributors prefer to distribute directly to YouTube to implement this service. Be sure to check with them about their Content ID policies. That's your current distributor that you have. So not only did you do all these methods that we just talked about, and put some protection in place. I know TikTok has one, but it only works when you distribute into TikTok. I don't know about Instagram or the Meta company. They did have one at one point. I don't know if they still have that or whatever. I think they do, so that the money, the mechanical royalties come back to you. I think they do still have that. But the YouTube as well. So that way, when people begin to upload your stuff, it will come back to your distributor account. If it's not distributed to these streaming services, then you will, as I just said in the description, probably have to look for a service that does Content ID on its own without distributing to YouTube if you're trying to keep yourself off of this. But yet still, this quells more. So let me talk about it. The ultimate goal is quelling. Quelling is your primary objective. If piracy reduces your revenue by 5%, but people still get to listen to and discuss your music, is it truly piracy or just promotion? In the past, we call this a promotional copy. Even movie companies intentionally leak their films if they're underperforming after the first week. They do this to spark conversations on social media, improving the odds for their streaming platforms when their initial release strategy falls short. Ultimately, we're quelling. We can't get rid of all piracy, but if we can reduce it by a significant amount, our D2C strategy still works and we still make way more money while satisfying a group of experience seekers and fans who will really want to pay us way more than what we're probably asking for the experience that they're trying to get from us. And this allows us to make way more money and feel more appreciated for our art. Okay, now I know there are other questions that come up, but I'm going to answer the few that I feel go along with this. So what's the price and what's the product? Well, it's best to sell a packaged physical product or a digital product with plenty of perks included. A price range of $25 to $60 is ideal for fans and experience seekers to purchase on impulse. The $25 to $60 range is an impulse buying range. This package can include a physical vinyl or CD plus a digital copy. The CD can be a set containing all versions of the songs, and then on top of this, some sort of access to you. The possibilities are endless. I always state this because it's pretty standard, but you don't have to do this. There could be other physical perks that you add in. There could be advanced concert tickets. There could be, meet and greets and stuff like that online and different things that you offer the fans, community chats, all types of offers that you give when they're getting an experience on D2C. So check it out. If people leak it anyway, what if people leak it anyway? People who seek leaked versions typically listen only once. So it's a glass half full situation. If piracy causes you to lose 500,000 streams, but you accumulate 10 million streams after your release date, you only lost 5% in revenue. Consider it a cost of doing business and call it promotion. At the end of the day, we might have lost some of that money, but we'll make it up in word of mouth promotion from those that actually got the pirated version. See what I'm saying? So that's why our ultimate goal was quelling in this video. What if you never release your music on streaming? There are a few thousand artists who follow this approach, cultivating a cult following. Their fans tend to be more respectful of their process, and their fan base is highly concentrated. A cult following almost guarantees a set amount of sales as the artist grows. On the flip side, many fans who want to peek into this cult world will find scattered, leaked records. They might discover certain albums released by the artist on streaming platforms, but they won't be able to find everything, which ties back to the concept of quelling mentioned earlier. So sometimes, like I said, you might have to drop a couple free samples, but we already did that in promotion, remember? We gave you the singles, we gave you the snippets, you got that stuff. Enjoy that. But if you want to get all of this right here, you got to pay for it. That was my thing with the Spotify video. If you want all of this, you got to pay for it. Let me get the money that my artists work. It took us thousands of dollars to make this. You can at least give me $5. For all of this work that you're about to put in, you're going to make a lot of money with D2C. Even if let's say, like your fan base is right around 100,000 followers, right? You may convert 3% of that audience, which is 3,000 people. You sell, you sell 3,000 people at $25 a pop. That's $7,500. That's a pretty good, nice little chunk of payday if you make that in 2 weeks. You see what I'm saying? I can't even be mad at that. You're going to need a system to support that cash flow. And if you are a person who needs to build that record label and publishing company to do that and build it with a foolproof step-by-step process in 60 days or less, jump into my course called the 60-Day Record Label Course beneath this video right now today. You'll gain the ability to get real funding for this record label. On top of that, you'll prevent yourself from getting screwed contractually because you'll actually learn the rules to reading that contract, the base contracts that you need in the game. And then on top of that, you'll keep the middleman out of your pockets when it comes to the royalties that you're collecting. If you find any of this skeptical, grab the free guide beneath this video, 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits. A free split sheet is included with that, including a mini course that explains more about the 60-day record label course. But check it out. Here's the upside. If you develop methods to quell piracy, you'll put your fears at ease. Utilizing these tactics can yield substantial upfront revenue for your music. Moreover, it can position you to gain momentum and build a dedicated fan base. I think that that's the piece that a lot of people miss, the dedicated fan base part. Like, everybody wants a fan base and they want the attention and they're seeking people just to stream. But then you cry about it when you don't make the money. Like, you can't even break even on your album and you cry about it. So if we can quell the piracy and we can get the money to recoup at least our recording funds, then I think that we're in a better position to grow as an artist. All right? And those that we brought on along with for the journey with us will be a lot more responsive to things that we need to do moving forward. It's already hard enough to do this with streaming, but doing it with D2C can greatly reward you, especially if you keep locked in with your fans. I've seen artists do this, especially some of you music money makers out there who've called me. I'm watching your fan bases, and I'm spending money with the people who are spending money with you. You know what I'm saying? We're all in this together, and I'm supporting you all. and I'm looking at to take that money and reinvest it and grow. The key is to make sure that these fans continue to get fed and they'll continue to feed you. That's how that works. But here's the downside. Opening yourself up to piracy. Piracy isn't inherently negative, as some artists seek increased awareness through it. Okay? And that's just what it is. They'll use piracy to get the awareness. However, a potential downside emerges when you later attempt to sell directly to your fan base. After providing so much content for free, your fans might feel disgruntled when you start charging for your work. You, as an artist, don't necessarily have the runway, to corporate term, the financial runway to make this happen. So let's say you keep dropping music for free, and then you want to charge for it. People are going to be like, you gave all this for free. Why are you charging me for it? You got to increase the value. So it's almost like when I started making beats on FL Studio, it was Fruity Loops 3 at the time. It was Fruity Loops 2 and 3. Those that hit the streets on a 3.5-inch floppy disk, right? And everybody was just sharing the program. We downloaded it from the internet and we just shared it, right? Because it was too big to send in an email, so you had to put it on the disk and then share it. And so we just passed it around, and everybody had a copy of Fruity Loops, and that's how it got out. But then they started making you pay for it. People were like, well, I got this for free, why do I pay for it? So what they did was they upped the value, and they started adding features, components, better plugins and things like that. And the next thing you know, it's one of the biggest, music production platforms in the world. But they had the financial runway to do that. And as an artist, you might not have the financial runway to even last that long. So I would actually move towards D2C closer to the beginning. Once you do your testing of your music, you kind of build the base up a little bit, and I would give some value to the offer, so that the initial fans are going to support. They will, because they want to see you grow. That's going to be the first rule of Symphony. They want to see you grow, and then once you take that and you grow with what they gave you, they will keep you growing. So Music Moneymakers, if this was a fear of yours going into D2C, right, then quelling piracy is your goal. It's going to be an issue, but it's not going to be an issue when you take the necessary steps to make it happen. Because the reward is so much more greater than struggling on streaming. Music Moneymakers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump to the 6-day regulated course beneath this video. Alright, grab the free stuff beneath this video, book a call on musicmoneymakeover.com, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
To let their tight end try and find some space in the middle of the field, right in their quarterback's line of vision. And QBs love to make that easy throw, and they hooked up there for a first down.
And he'll fight forward on the straight-ahead.
As an artist, chances are that the last thing you're thinking about is how in the world I'm going to sell this stuff that I just created. Chances are you're thinking about, you know what, let me figure out how to market this real quick so I can get some quick money. And I understand the position that you're in, but that's not exactly how this thing is going to work. So if you want people to actually consume the music that you make, that is, buy it and then turn around and tell somebody or some friends about it, then we got to sort some things out in your strategy, and that's what we're going to talk about right now on the Music Money Makeover Show.
Here's Herbert.
The first thing we got to talk about in your strategy is actually the product itself, and I like to call this the dopamine. So check it out. The product is the dopamine, and every artist must understand that music is a product. The quicker this is realized, the quicker we can get down to business. So feeling is the base element of good audio dope. And the more potent you make your audio dope, the easier it is selling it becomes, or the easier that selling it becomes. Feeling comes from the high quality talent that you have and the ability to create emotional connections. We are selling feelings in this game. You've heard me say it before on this channel. That's what we're selling. And we're doing it through our talent that we're going to sing, rap, whatever we're going to do vocally with. And we're using our talent to create a great feeling, to either infuse in that person or to eradicate some negative feelings that they have. Whatever it is, this creates dopamine in the brain, and it comes from the talent that you have. If we don't have good dopamine, which means we have not got great at our talent yet, so that when we actually record the performance best of our talent, it doesn't make the people say, ooh, oh, you know what I'm saying? If it doesn't make them do that, we got to go back to the lab and we got to work on a better formula. We got to get better at recording and reproducing our talent so we can give it to the people. All right, so let's keep going and let's rework your strategy. Now we want to talk about sampling. The first hit is for free. In order to get people to sample your audio dopamine, your initial local target customer base needs free samples, and this can be online as well. This can be done at an open mic. This can be done online via social media content or busking on a street corner. Wherever you give your samples away for free, do it to the best of your ability with the best customer service, and the newly addicted fans will come back wanting more. And this is true. So a lot of times people will say, well, hey, look, I'm going to go the singles route. I'm going to give out some singles. You all know how I feel based on my Spotify Will Be Destroyed video I put out last month. Okay, and I think that is the ultimate way to actually get your singles out nowadays. Okay, singles are your samples. But another means to actually letting people sample your content is actually the social media content. Or letting people sample your music is the social media content itself. And this serves as your radio, if you will. It allows people to listen to your stuff or your samples over and over and over again. So it's like you going into Costco, you get the free sample there or the free orange chicken sample in the mall, and you can get that a few times before you're like, all right, I didn't get you too many, right? And they even have a limit. Problem with musicians is you all don't have a limit as to how many free samples you give out. But according to what we used to do, we've been doing in the music industry, you can continue to do these free samples, give these free samples out as much as you please, so long as it leads to a listen or a buy. And that's what we're ultimately trying to do. So let's keep reworking this thing. Let's go. So we got to talk about word of mouth. Music doesn't sell itself to others, and that's what it is. Even if your music is great, it doesn't sell itself to other people. People do. Many samplers, people that sample and stuff, find great artists in the making, but it takes the right setting for a person to tell someone about you. So you'll want to prompt them with a call to action to follow you and tell a friend about your music every chance you get. The key at this step is not sales, but awareness. So the easiest way to make this happen is to give exceptional value. Okay, let me read the last two sentences again so you get it. The key at this step is not sales, but awareness. Talking about word of mouth here. So the easiest way to make this happen is to give exceptional value. However, this is tough because the value is in the eye of the beholder. That means each person that's sampling your stuff. So to make it easier, you want to increase the quality of the product itself and make the value and quality meet in the middle. That's how the word of mouth becomes easy. Like, if you go back and look at my earlier YouTube videos, the quality was like, you know what I mean? And as the years progressed, things got better. The audio got better. The camera got better. You see what I'm saying? The lighting got better. And then it became easier to consume at the initial. The next thing is the value. The reason why so many of you all come back is because it's how I express what it is I'm trying to say. And I do it very clear, right? So now it's easy to consume. So I've increased the value inside of this video right here. So the video was quality, and I got you in. But then you started listening to what I was saying, and you were like, oh, that's really valuable. That's going to help me survive and thrive to the next day. So with the music, it is, does the music help me relax? Does it help me get home on a 5 o'clock drive? If I'm in the club, does it help me dance? As a DJ, if I play this record, does it get the party hype so I can keep working as a DJ? If I'm a stripper, does it help me strip better? Can I dance better and forget about the people that's throwing money in the air so I can get through the night? You see what I'm saying? Does the music do that? That's the value component. And if that is there, then people will begin to tell other people about the song. That's how word of mouth works. Increase the quality, increase the value, make them meet in the middle, and then now we have a recipe for success. Let's keep reworking. Check it out. Now we got to talk about some protection because now we know we got hot dope. So once you test your product and the streets love what you have, you want to start packing at least a revolver or a 380 because you're going to need insurance so that your assets, your token, don't get stolen. It's important to copyright the music that you've been testing in the streets before you get too far gone on the high that, hey, this thing is starting to work. People will steal hot dopamine, especially hot audio dopamine and what we're talking about. So you want to make sure that you copyright the music. You don't want to be out here just like, oh man, it's starting to go up. We out here, we getting getting some bookings here and there. People are loving this stuff on Instagram. You better be aware that people are looking and lurking to catch you with deal, to steal what it is you're doing. That's what can happen. And so people can steal things, or things can come out of pocket, and they can take a hold of your momentum. So you want to make sure you have the protections in place. But if that protection still doesn't work, we got to get some backup. So let's keep reworking your strategy. Check it out. More backup. A lawyer. If things are moving pretty fast, you want to hire some goons to watch your six. So you want to grab a lawyer so you can get ready for the snakes that are ready to get you in a nasty contract and you don't yet understand the game. The lawyers are only paid when they do work for you. But if you're moving heavy in the streets, they sometimes throw you a bone to help you get going by doing a little bit of pro bono work right before you can actually afford the actual retainer, right? So if they see you rocking and rolling, they're going to want to keep you on as a client. So even though you may be paying them directly for the single task that they are doing, they'll say, hey, I know you don't have the retainer right now, but if you sign on, we can make this work, right? And that's when the 5% thing comes in. That's another conversation. But at the same time, you got your copyright, cool. Then you got your rules, great. So anytime a deal comes across, hey, you got to speak to my attorney. Speak to my lawyer. Don't do none of this stuff yourself when you already have your backup. That's what they're for. All right? Let's keep reworking and strategy. Now we got to talk about the package. Blue Magic is a brand. Now stand by it, right? So after you create it, test it, and sample your product, it's time to package your product. Packaging is the first step to your brand, and quality is at the forefront. Spend some money on your packaging so your hot dope is represented well in these social streets. Remember, your music has to live in the space of others that have bigger audiences than you as you're starting. So you want to appear as professional as possible when it comes to actually getting this music out. Remember, you tested your stuff on social media, and chances are you probably had a single shot music video done, or you probably just, showcased yourself maybe rapping in the studio or singing in the studio or doing whatever else you do in the studio, so people could actually hear samples of the work. Maybe you did some covers or something like that. This is great, but this music probably wasn't released yet, okay? So when it comes time for it to be released, and you shoot a real music video or your first professional single shot music video, and you do the artwork, it's got to look like you spent some money on this. Make the packaging nice. You know what I'm saying? Make it look like I want to be here. That way, it begins to brand you into people's mind of not only do they have great music, but they care how their appearance looks. And now, we're rocking on the road. Let's keep reworking this thing. Now we got to hit the corner, which is called the market. We got some product and it's packaged up. So now it's time to take your product to the market to sell. Marketing is more so about placing yourself in the right place for the highest consumption levels. The hottest street corners in the business is social media, and you'll want to develop a space in these digital metropolises. So make your corner look amazing for the tools you have on hand, because when you start promoting, hey, look at me, people will look at you and prejudge you on appearance first. So when you step out on the street to go to market, you want to be ready, and your product needs to be ready for mass consumption and maximum consumption. So that people actually finish and say, I want some more of this. So if you need more information on that, you can go watch my music marketing master keys I put out. I would recommend everybody go watch that video. I know it sounds generic, but it's serious heavy weight to that. All right, so go watch that video to make this section make sense. All right, let's keep rolling. Now we got to talk about the store. You want to create a storefront and place your product in, because once you start blabbing your mouth promoting you're the newest, hottest audio dope dealer, believers will be ready to buy. This is true. D2C is available for those who believe in their music so much that they will take the loss of 100 streams to gain $10 in revenue to make up for the 100 stream loss. They understand that $10 supports 2,600 streams at one time. Streaming is for those that want every customer, the samplers, to be served at any given time for the lowest point of entry or price point of entry. For streaming artists, awareness is still at the top of their minds, and money will have to wait until later because it's a luxury. So when it comes to streaming, awareness is your main component that you're money is the main component that you're trying to achieve. So you want to put yourself in the right storefront first. Direct to consumer is always going to come before streaming, before you actually take your music into the streaming market if you want to. That's another video for another day. But I'm saying, if you're going direct to consumer, you'll want to live there for a little while before you go to streaming. Direct to consumer always comes first, okay? And for those of y'all who are going to stay on D2C, you got to work your strategy out. For those of y'all who are going to streaming, we all know how it works. The general public really knows how it works. Let's keep reworking this strategy. Check it out. More samples. This is where promotion kicks in. Yes, I know we already sampled our product, but that was to test it. And now we're sampling it for free and even giving some aspects of it away for free in order to sell as a complete package. This is called promotion. We are pushing the public to make a motion to buy our music with the finalized version of the free testing samples we gave away earlier. Now, if the public responds well to our finalized free sample, then it's time to make a sale. But promotion is ultimately the frequency at which you tell people, hey, this product is great, look at the sample. This product is great, look at the sample. This product is great, look at the sample. Look at it, look at it, look at it, look at it. And then after a while, it's like, hey, I need you to actually go listen to the full product. I need you to actually buy on eBay or Bandcamp. Click buy today, link in bio, right? But after we give you so many, look at it, 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 I'm ready for you to drop some. Because if you're not dropping money, I can't keep the promotion thing going, because guess what? The promotion will run out. The consumer base will get tired of you saying, hey, look at this song, look at this song, look at this song, and we gotta go to the next one. And that's just how the game works. Let's keep reworking things. Let's go. Now we gotta get the selling. So this is the transaction. This is the offer. So it's time to make your first offer. What's your price? Is it going to be 0.0038 cents per stream, or is it going to be $10 to $25 per sale? Is it possible for the consumer to get added emotional connections with you, which is really what they want in addition to getting good music, to do what they do with and to it? The choice is yours, but it better be worth it. Okay, now I'm actually jumping the gun on what I'm going to talk about in the next 2 slides. But the offer is stream it or buy it. That's the first part of my offer. It costs 0.0038 cents. You can stream it, or it costs $10 to $25. You can buy it and then stream it. And the buy it and then stream it strategy is for those fans who really want to support you because they see how hard you work. That's another conversation for another day.
They're the guys that you turn loose to try and
The
get to
only
the
thing
guy
more
who's going
difficult
to
than
fill the
running a
football.
business
The
is finding the right words to market it. Lucky for you, our new AI content generator doesn't sweat words. Just tell it what you want to create, enter a few details, then put a pin in it.
Okay, but that's how it works. Now let's continue on the transaction. Check it out. The sale. Upon making the sale, is it easy for me to check out? Do I have to take out my wallet or purchase? And can I use a payment system already built in? Did you thank your customers and tell them to come again? You did? Well, that's great customer service. And they most likely will tell somebody about you in the next 48 hours. The selling is all about getting people to feel good about buying it. After I gave you the call to action in the promotion and actually in the offer, which was the last slide that said, hey, let's go buy, the sell is just, let me get the money. Thank you for paying me. Here's your change. And you're being courteous and nice in that transaction in the sell. But here's where things get gangster. In the next step, let's keep reworking this. The upsell. We're still in the transaction here. For the real players of the game, you know how to say, but wait, there's more. Only true gangsters are bold enough to do this, and this is what separates the men and the women from the boys and girls. These are the artists who know how to offer great value and experience to their fans, listeners, and customers. So if you're going D2C, you'll want to heavily consider an upsell strategy. When you go D2C, you can say, hey, buy this album and support us, and in addition to buying it, you get yada yada for a discount price, or such and such for free. Or if you buy this now, get the upgrade for this. Get access to the community for this. Get an advance ticket to my next show at any location I go to, or a discount code to my next show that I will honor in your city when I come. So use this discount code, you can use this, right? You get certain perks. So if you buy the discount, right? So for an additional $1, you can get a discount code for my next show, and that discount will save you 20%. How cool is that? Saving 20% when I take it by giving me an extra $1 right now, or an extra $5 right now. That's an upsell. See what I'm saying? Because I already know the project is going to be good, then when I get that discount on the ticket, I already know the show about to be fire. Hopefully you underperform, and hopefully there's enough footage of that to show that the show will be fire. And that then closes the transaction. Let's keep going. Now here you come. With the money, how do you make it? The money is made through a culmination of this entire process. It's actually easier said than done. But if you get it right, you can make a lot of cash flow. And that's the whole point of this. That's all I ever talk about is how to make money, how to make cash flow. Cash needs to flow through the business so the business can reinvest some of that flow and make the pipeline bigger and bigger and bigger. Right now, you got a little teeny tiny pipeline right over here. But we want to exercise our rights and our money rights to actually make that bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger until we got a lot of cash flow coming through this thing. So you get what I'm saying? And that's how the money's going to be made. All of these steps right here. All of these steps are going to help us make our cash flow. Let's keep rolling. So if I go to streaming, I can skip a lot of this, right? This is true. You can skip a lot of these steps by going to streaming. But you'll also miss a lot of money. Money that you need to reinvest in your career to keep going. All right? Streaming makes your sales process lackadaisical. And in reality, it has made music creators lazy in the attitudes of promoting the music as a whole community, right? And everybody in the music community has gotten lazy by just going directly to streaming because you don't have to sell anymore. All you got to do is put out the content and the public knows where to go get this stuff. But the minute you need more money by getting people to come to a show, you don't know how to sell. And that's where D2C comes. D2C is going to build that selling muscle for you. So, yes, you can skip a lot of this going the streaming route. There's no harm in doing it. The cash is going to be a lot lower. The transaction process is going to be easier. But, like I said, at the end of the day, it doesn't really build that selling muscle so that you can make more money in this. Alright, so we end up relaxing and relying on the streaming to do the work, and then we turn around and we complain that it's paying us so little, and the customer won't actually give us more money. And that is so false because I've got other clients that are making a lot of money doing direct to consumer so that they can actually finance their careers. The moment you can get more money with this thing, the better. You understand what I'm saying? The moment you can get more money with the music that you make and the fans that you have brought in and the culture that you have created, the better. That means that you can have more gas in the tank to keep flying the plane. Let's keep rolling. Now, what if I get a few sales but not enough streams? Sales is hard work, and it's not for the weak. On the one hand, you'll have more money, but less people hear your song. And this means more promotion needs to be done. But on the other hand, you'll have more people hear your song, but no money. So the goal is to amp up your promotion to balance out the two types of sales platforms. And that is really going to be a video for another day. I have to discuss that, but you get the gist on what I'm saying. So if you rework your strategy enough, or you're going to use this video to rework that strategy, good for you. Chances are you're going to increase your cash flow with that. And if you don't have the foundation laid for the record label yet, then you need to get it laid, because as the money comes in, you're going to need to track that money. You're going to need to process that money. It doesn't go in your pocket. You got people to pay and all this stuff. So if you're a music creator or new music executive who needs to build that record label and publishing company to support that cash flow that we just reworked the whole strategy for, you need to do it in 60 days or less. Jump into my 60-day record label course. You need this video. You'll gain the ability to get financing for your record label, and on top of that, you'll prevent yourself from getting screwed contractually in the game. So show you how not to do that, and you'll keep the middleman out of your pockets on the publishing side. And if you find this to be a little bit skeptical, then download the free guide beneath this video, 10 major steps to increase your record label's profits. A free split sheet is included with that download. Do that today. But let's talk about the upside to reworking the whole sales strategy, adding these components in place. Let's look at what it looks like. If you succeed with this strategy, you will begin to grow fast, and the manager that you're seeking to help you out will come along. And if there's one already in place and y'all do this together, then it's going to be a win-win for both of y'all. Now, as well as all the fans you were seeking, because you were actually giving them what they wanted in a customer experience that they seldom receive. So you get an upside in cash. The fans get an upside in experience. And this now begins to brand you as not only an artist that cares about themselves, but they care about their fans. And when you do that, your word of mouth increases. And then your money increases. And then the value of the assets, the songs, the copyrights, they increase because you went through the 60-day record label and you tightened all of that up. You got the middleman out the way. All this begins to happen just by reworking the strategy and understanding how sales work. But then the downside is this. Check it out. If you don't use this base level, this is totally base level strategy, it's not the end of the world. But your fan onboarding, meaning your fans attacks that come over you will be harder, and you will become stuck trying to figure out why one part of your sales strategy is working, but the other one isn't. So if you were struggling with how to actually make music or make money from your music by actually selling it or following this framework of selling it, do you now know how to do that? It is totally possible. Yes, we have to pull you out of the lackadaisical experience and experiment of music streaming. It is what it is. I've watched people get lazy over the years and rely totally on streaming, and they don't really know how to promote themselves, so they're all just scratching their heads like, man, I really don't know what to do. Streaming did that. Coming out of the CD era, we knew what we had to do. It was game time. It was on. But now, we're going into a new era, and we got to learn how to sell again. That's why I made this video. This goes hand in hand with the video I did last week about the master marketing keys or music marketing master keys. You can find that on YouTube as well. Please go watch that video. That's going to help this one and the rest of the videos coming out this month. So music money makers, if you make music, you should always make money. Log on to musicmoneymakeover.com, jump to the 6-day record label portion of this video, grab the free guide beneath this video, book a call on musicmoneymakeover.com, smash the like button, and I'll see you next time. Peace.
Reality check. You spend all this time working out, eating right, getting in shape.
Spiller. And nothing doing. He's immediately taken down at the line of scrimmage. And they'll burn the timeout with 5 seconds left. What a stand this would be if they can get the stop here. 3rd and goal. Edwards. Driving for the goal line, but he's marked down short.
What the fuck?
No timeouts, no chance to get the field goal unit out there. And frustration going to set in, as that is going to be how this first half will come to a close. So we've come to halftime.
Oh, that was a touchdown, bro.
We now proceed to the start of the second half. The Bengals set to receive. They have the lead and the football to begin quarter number 3. No run back here to begin the half, and we will start at the 25-yard line. The Bengals drive about to get going. Hey, Charles, they've got the lead. Put your coaching hat on here now. What's the game plan for the second half?
I think getting the running game going a little bit more, because I thought in the first half they didn't get it moving the way that they would like. They had success throwing it, but I think these first couple of drives, they'll want to get those running backs going and give them more opportunities, and I will guarantee you that those guys were lobbying for them in the locker room.
Oh, it was hit at the line of scrimmage and intercepted.
That's what, yeah, that's what y'all get, man, like with that touchdown.
26-yard line. That is a tough way to start the third quarter. You get the football, hoping to drive it down, put it in the end zone, and take the lead. Instead, they give them the football.
And I think the key here is for them to not get discouraged. That is not how they drew it up, not how they saw it in their mind. But there's a long way to go in this game. You know, they've just got to find a way to come back one play at a time. Yes, it's a cliche, but they can get it done.
On the counter, it's Edwards. And he is going to be stopped cold behind the line of scrimmage. Officially, it's a 1-yard loss. That's going to bring up 2nd and 11. Justin Herbert looking to pass. Escaping the pressure right. Going to throw right side here. Complete. They'll get 9 there as that sets him up better for 3rd down. And he went in route there from the slot for the completion.
Love how he runs his routes, because it's all setting up your defender. Give him a little something one way, take it the other way. Head and shoulder fake. Sometimes you make one step to the outside, then break it inside. Really well run route.
Herbert on 3rd down now. And a dangerous throw there as that's knocked down and incomplete.
Partner, for once in my life, I'll be succinct. In a one-possession game, every single stop like that could be a difference maker.
Jermaine Pratt was there on the coverage defensively. Cameron Dicker on now to try the field goal. From the right hash, it's a 35-yard attempt. And his kick is indeed good, and that will cut the lead down to just 2. So the interception set him up with terrific field position, but 3 points, the end result.
Yeah, we can make this one pretty simple, partner. You always want to end drives with points, but that's one that you're going to look back on and probably say, we should have done better there.
And this will come out to the 25 as Jones elects for the touchback. And out now, here come the Bengals. So now, Charles, this drive maybe a touch more important, trying to erase the memory of that interception they had the last time out.
Yeah, and everyone goes through this because even the best in the game, you're going to have games where it just doesn't go right for you, and interceptions result. So, frankly, to me, it's all about how you respond, not just the types of plays that you call, but how you carry yourself, how you show your team that you're still with it, and how you continue to lead.
They'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. It's a 5-yard gain, but they'll still be a yard short here with 3rd down now looming. Now it's Burrow.
How do y'all give them so much space? I literally pressed.
The Bengals first down as they're able to get the 3rd down conversion. They'll set up to throw. Firing quickly here, and that's complete. So 5 yards here, 5 on the play. And it's 2nd down.
I'll be getting money, dog.
They'll run out of the gun with Moss. And he'll be brought down.
Oh, really fuck with y'all.
6 yards to pick up, and that's a 1st down.
Ashante Samuel, I need you to get that pick, man. Step it up, bro.
He'll drop to throw. Out of his hands quickly to Higgins. This will be stopped about 2 yards shy of the marker. 8-yard gain, 2nd and 2.
Nothing fancy on 1st down, but a very consistent type of a play. Hit that slant. A lot of people call it an extension of the running game, and it can be if that pass is completed, because you hit a guy on the run like that, you often can go for big yardage.
Oh, my God, bro. This is ridiculous, man.
And that is caught. He's got it for a Bengal touchdown. Jamar Chase, 32 yards. And they are able to add on to their advantage. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that makes this a 9-point game. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick.
We're good, man. We got scored out of a touchdown right before the half, though.
And he'll be brought down right on the chalk of the 20. The Charger drive about to get going. And last time able to get 3. That's not what they wanted. They wanted 6, but they got at least something. They mustered something out of the drive.
They'll take it. Just, I like the way you described it. Not ideal.
200 of them things, man.
Put some points on the board.
You know what I mean?
Offense, they don't even want to see the field goal kicker trot on the field. They want that ball in the end zone.
Yeah, they'll be going for 6.
This running back slow, bro.
Across midfield and down to the 46. 68 yards for him on the ground now on 18 carries. We often give credit to the O-line there. 2 tight end formation. Those tight ends block pretty well also.
Yeah, that's one of the most dynamic positions in football now. The tight ends who can block at the line of scrimmage at the point of attack, and they can also get downfield and catch the football.
Oh, y'all hating, bro. Y'all fucking hating.
And he'll be brought down with a penalty flag on the field. It was a late decision to throw, and it might have been too late. We knew he was close to the line of scrimmage, and they say he stepped over.
Well, when you see him in that position, you think he's become a runner. As a DB, you start to react towards the line of scrimmage. They can often throw it over your head.
So the illegal
fuck,
pass
man.
also cost him a down, and now it's 2nd and long.
Come on, Lyle. Give me some time, bro. Give me some time.
Herbert now. Buying time to his left. Open man, it's Palmer. Without the previous penalty, that would have been a first down. Instead, it's just a gain of 10.
And that's why you do all the drills that you do from the quarterback position, because you're not going to just throw to your strength. The right-handed quarterback naturally will want to move to the right side to throw the football.
No, I don't want. You know what I wanted a game.
That's exactly what happened on that play. Forced to his left, still able to accurately throw it downfield for a completion.
In motion left here, one of their tight ends. From the gun on 3rd down. Herbert eluding the pressure right. And incomplete.
Man.
Throw, so he just tossed it away. But that brings up 4th.
Well, defensively, they haven't let him just...
That fucking penalty to fuck me up, bro. I know I should have ran a ball.
In today's NFL. Ordinarily, you're trying to keep the quarterback hemmed in. In this case, they brought the heat, and if he flushes out, they're fine with that, and they force another incompletion.
8 yards that time, able to take off, and the result is a first down.
The defense did its job of taking away a quick throw, but that's only half the battle because they've got to get to him before he can make a run for it. A little bit late containing him there, so he makes a nice gain out of a play that looked like it was in trouble.
Quick hitter here, it's complete. And that play is blown up, losing yardage back at the 35. He was unable to shake free there, and they'll cover him for a loss of a yard. 2nd and 11 now. Operating from the gun, Herbert. Dancing to his left. Herbert has
What the fuck, yo?
In the bank, the big man, get the oxygen tank ready. And they will finally get him as he's all the way down near the 40-yard line. A disappointing end of the sequence there. He was starting to turn nothing into something, and then he lost the football.
And sometimes things get lost in the transition. And what I mean by that is you go from being a passer to a runner. And at a certain point, once you cross the line of scrimmage, you're strictly a runner now. There's no more downfield threat. Make sure you take care of the football while you're traversing downfield.
Got a man, it's caught inside the 10. And all the way in for a Cincinnati score. Mike Gesicki, 42 yards. And the Bengals are able to strike quickly to add on to their lead. Boy, he has been fun to watch throwing the football in this one. It's certainly not fun for that defense, though, Charles. Now up to 4 touchdown passes in this ball game.
Yeah, we're supposed to be neutral, but I'm feeling their pain right now because he has absolutely carved up this secondary. A clinic on how to attack a defense and take them out of the game.
Zach Taylor's made the decision. They'll go for 2 here. The ball is going to look to throw for it. Steps away to his left.
Oh my God!
And with a success for 2.5, the QB rolling out, I would imagine the defense that makes it tough. When he goes out, he's got the option to run it back.
Yeah, it really does. If you decide not to bring extra people or extra pressure, maybe you have to have a spy on the quarterback, someone to account for him, because oftentimes that is the unaccounted for play.
You ready to turn up for one minute right now?
The offense for Los Angeles returns to the field. I kind of feel like they wish that
It turned out to be a nice play for the offense.
Oh my God, bro.
Whenever I see a team turn it over on back-to-back drives, fumbles on their last two,
and now, as with every potential turnover, they're going to take it. So that will overturn. They say the knee was down, and that will not be ruled a fumble. From the 50, here's Herbert. Flushed out right.
Oh, the fucking ball, bro.
Good coverage there. Forced the ball free, and it's second down.
another attempt, another incompletion. And when I look at the scoreboard and where we are in this game, it comes to mind that they have to start getting the ball in the hands of their playmakers. Throw it to the guys that maybe can take a short pass and turn it into a long game or make people miss downfield. They've got to have points. And the guys who can put the ball in the end zone, they're the ones who need to touch the ball.
And now here's a deep shot that's completed. And he's got another first down as the tackle's going to be made at the Bengals 23. And the offense moving quickly to the line. On first down, it's Herbert. He's got another one to Johnston. And brought down, but not before they get it inside the 10 to the 7. They'll run with Dobbins. And he's going to be hemmed in and brought down right at the line of scrimmage. They'll try again here from the 7 on second and goal. A shotgun snap for Herbert. And that'll be incomplete. Looks like you had a couple of different options as far as who to throw to on that play. Who am I to say this, but I'm not sure he made the right decision.
The window of opportunity is always going to be small in the NFL. That's why those quarterbacks who make quick decisions and have quick releases have the most success in this league.
Now Herbert, third and goal. Escaping the pressure right. DJ Clark who finishes it off for the touchdown reception. Here's Dickey now as he'll send this one away. No run back here for Jones. A touchdown. The Bengals offense now, they head back out of the field. Well, partner and D, coaches always say that every play is designed to score a touchdown. Sometimes that's not really true, but last time that was the case. One play to get into the end zone, and now they're trying to duplicate that success here.
And it's rare for those moments to happen. Incredible when they do. And you saw the celebration. Pure, unbridled joy after that one.
Burrow once again here on second and 10. Out to the left, he's got Sample there. And he'll be out of bounds right. That one good for 15. The Bengals get a first down.
And now we get into the psychology of the whole thing because a lot of teams with a two-score lead in the third quarter, they almost become defensive with their offense, just playing not to lose. I think with this team, you've got to figure at this point, this is a great spot for them to go into attack mode, really try and put the hammer down and finish this one off.
And good running there as he'll take this all the way up to midfield. A gain of 10 as they look to add on to this 10-point lead. From midfield now, Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. Calling a gain of 6 on the play. And it's second down.
second quarter, we got fired.
It's the Bengals in possession of the football and in possession of the lead as well as we start the fourth. That ball to throw on second down. And he goes complete. And he's brought to the ground with another first down at the Chargers' 29-yard line. The Bengals passing game finding a rhythm. They've got another first.
I like that we're staying aggressive on offense because to me this drive is what is known as a parlay drive. You score here, that might put this one to bed. I like the fact that they're playing with confidence and not playing with fear.
An off-balance throw there, and it's going to wind up incomplete.
That is backs up against the middle a little bit, and they come through by forcing an incompletion. Now they've got to continue to ratchet up the intensity a couple of more times and get off the field before giving up any more yardage.
And that throw behind his knee, and he missed it, incomplete. This offense was on the move. Now two straight incompletions have him looking at 3rd and 10. To the air again, Burrow. Now a short one to Gesicki. And he'll be out of bounds as he gets this down at the 21 or 22. They'll wind up getting 7 on the play. And that'll bring up 4th down.
God damn it, bro!
He is going to have the Bengals first down as they'll wind up getting the yards they needed on 4th and 3. It'll be a pickup at 4, and it's good enough for Cincinnati first down. Moss on the give up the middle. Just a yard on the first down carry, so it's 2nd and 9.
You know that old expression, it's not my night. It hasn't been his so far. The legs are a little bit heavy. Sometimes hanging out that day and play doesn't exactly further your advantage, but it's been a tough touchdown, Bengals.
It's T. Higgins with a touchdown pass to John Burrow. And the Bengals are an extra point away from making this a 3-score game. Extra point by McPherson, up and good. And that'll make this a 3-score game on the 17. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Returnable here for Davis. And he won't quite make it to the 25. There's the Los Angeles offense as they get set to take possession. As this offense comes back out here, Charles, they're trailing in this ballgame. And they've been on the sideline for a while. They did score their last time out, but they just had to watch that long, sustained drive so they'll see if they can shake the rest off.
Yeah, it's always a big play that you have when you have to come off the bench after having sat there for a long time. Are you ready to go? Are you loosened up? But even more so, are you mentally alert and ready to put your best product out there?
Meanwhile, Herbert's throws opening by Palmer. And the break one time, but it's completely blocked down. And that's for the game. So it was already a gain on the completion, but tacked on some more with that penalty.
Absolutely. No matter what angle you're making the tackle from, you can't grab the face mask, and that's just putting your defense on its heels just a little bit more.
On 1st and 10, Herbert. And it's into a sea of bodies, and it's intercepted. Picked up by Mike Hilton, and they'll set up right near midfield at the 49-yard line. Another solid game-changing play for this defense with the interception. And at this point, I don't know that it's game-changing. I mean, they've got this one in firm control.
And you always hear about, those stories about someone with their game plan behind and maybe you benefit from it. I'm not to say that happened, but it certainly would appear on defense to be a step ahead this entire game. Guys are always in the right spot in order to make a play.
The offense has had its moments, too.
And it was over after that. Crazy. So I promise everywhere I go,
left with Moss.
any young artist you see me pull up, we're going to bring you on stage. And today I saw a guy, I said I'm going to bring him on stage, see what he got. Let's see what he got.
Work on that clock, see if he can continue to take advantage.
Things out at this point, right? Continue to possess the football. Games
It's on so many levels, man.
Here's Burrow setting up to throw it. That's complete once again. It's Gesicki. Mike Gesicki, a beast in the red zone with his second touchdown of the game. And the Bengals are able to add on to that lead. That's the point by McPherson, up and good. And the lead is now 24. They turn a 6-point drive. And it all concluded with a touchdown pass to the tight end, Mike Gesicki. After the touchdown, McPherson on to kick this one away. Here comes the return to just beyond the goal line. And when he stopped right around where he would have been, had he gone down to a knee, literally large crowd there at the 22. The Charger drive about to get going. Trying to take off the interception from the last drive. He'll look to throw. That's into the hands of Edwards. And they get him down, but not before he takes it across the 40-yard line. That's a good way to start the drive. 17 yards and a first down. You cannot write these guys off just yet. Not with a quarterback like that on the set.
You mean it actually crossed your mind with him running the team that you could actually maybe write this game off?
Not yet.
Not a chance. Not with him. We've seen it too many times.
Now deep in for Justin. And he backs it away and it falls down incomplete.
And there's the point of the ball game now where they've got to take some chances. They've got to put the ball in the air and just see what happens. But this defense knows that all too well.
Now it's 2nd and 10. Herbert. Complete to Johnston here. And taking it across midfield and just shy of the 40. So they go from 142-yard line to 11 as they come up now 1st and 10. Herbert throwing again. Sliding out of the pocket. And it was taken in by Hurst. And they ended up getting this one all the way down inside the 20. 23 yards of talent. Three-score game here, Will. You can probably rule out the comeback, but certainly some kind of a moral victory to be had if they can get a few more points to close things out. And to that end, a nice pass play there to push things down, too.
Yeah, and you know in this league, a loss is a loss, and the only night anything to count is a moral victory or boy, something that feels a little bit cheap. If they trim that lead down to just 2 scores, that's still a benefit to the squad.
So now the penalty's got them set up with a 1st and goal. Now Herbert with it, looking to pass. Forced out to his left. And he slides and covers up at the end as he's going to be able to pick up decent yardage. Good yardage on 1st down. Now can they punch it in on 2nd and goal? Here's Herbert. He's got his man. It's Josh Palmer. 2-yard touchdown grab. And the Chargers will get closer. Herbert and the Chargers staying put. They'll line up and go for 2. Now they'll change things up. They'll have Herbert try and throw for it. And they don't get it. They try for the 2-point conversion and they're unsuccessful. Good pass hit the hands. He just couldn't get it away.
Every receiver coach everywhere. Seeing that play, focus, focus, focus. Watch it all the way in and tuck it away.
And this will come out to the 25 with Jones elects for the touchdown. T. Higgins leading the Cincinnati receiving corps after this this upcoming series.
So far, there's the trio of touchdowns. Obviously, it's been a pretty good game for him. So here's what happens. They'd be throwing their hats out on the ice for the hat trick, right? I'm not sure exactly what you do in the NFL, except to plug and continue to you see a little bit more of it. What a tremendous game. You want to start a new tradition? What can we throw on the field? I know. We'll throw your mic out there. A lot of fans would like that. Here's Mike Goff. 3 touchdowns so far. And he'll take this up near the 35, maybe the 34. 71 yards rushing for him now in the ball game. The offense on third down tonight.
I'm the young Harlem nigga with the...
They're up against the 3rd-and-1 situation. They will have a first down as they get into the ground at the 37. Third down, getting to 3 yards, and that'll be enough.
It's like the moment we come across. When you rather see me die than to see me fly, rock all the shots. Nice.
They'll go again here with Moore. They'll get about 3 as he's brought down right around the 22. That's what you want. Straight ahead, just keep that clock ticking. In search of 4 yards here to pick up the first down. From the gun on 3rd down is Burrow. He's going to get that to his running back out of the backfield. Well, he's going to be out of bounds, but not before he takes it inside the 40. Give him 19 there as the ball marches forward. They're looking to put this game on ice in the 4th quarter. Still not afraid to throw it, as they say there. You want to play the game with confidence, and they have a guy who's in control right now. Their trigger guy throwing it, they feel just as confident.
Federal agents mad because I'm pregnant. And I'm holding the basement. Supreme with the dream. Beat it. Too much. Never that. It's in the sky. Jigga on the cup of the floor, shit. Who's that?
Here's a 2nd and 5.
That's weak as fuck, bro. Whatever. Just kneel, bro, in the game.
It's a good game of 11. Sets him up first and goal.
Now you know the difference between an icon and a legend. Make some noise for yourself. Give it up for M.A. Ian and Fisher. Everybody put one finger in the air. I love all my fans. I love all my fans. I know some of y'all are not my fans, but some of y'all became new fans today. Put one finger in the air. I want to do something that I see a lot of rappers not do, but I learned this from D-Max. Y'all like D-Max? I used to see him pray for his fans, and I want to do the same thing today. So I figured if I never see you again, I will want to see you again. There's a lot of bad things going on out there, and I want to make sure my fans are well. You guys made me feel really appreciated tonight. And I want to tell you I thank you from the bottom of my heart.
And they'll get him down right at the 25-yard line. And the same result.
They're elected for the touchdown. But I really, really appreciate them for having me here tonight.
And the offense ready for this next possession. They can't do much at this point, Tommy. This one is going to go down in the loss
Old
count.
rappers going against young rappers, and young rappers going against old. But I appreciate what you did down here tonight, Tyler. I want to tell you I really appreciate it. Hey, man, make some noise. And I want to say this quick prayer before we get out of here. You know, I know some of you may not believe in Jesus, but that's what I believe in. I want to make a quick prayer. And I want to be ashamed of what helped me go on this long. I started in 1996. And God kept me all this way. All this way. And I don't want to be ashamed of that. So say this quick prayer with me. Say, Jesus, I make you Lord. I thank you for dying for my sins and making me well. I believe that you're with me, you're for me, you're in me, you're on me. You will always go before me, and you'll always have my back. And I'm never by myself. And I want you to know this, ladies and gentlemen. God has a plan to make your life as if nothing ever went wrong. Make some noise for yourself.
We're gonna plug his Instagram. Oh man. That was a fucking bad loss, bro.
Ernest, what's good with you, boy? I ain't king.
Wasn't his fault, man. That touchdown, bro, we didn't get it that fucking second quarter, bro. Spread that ball around.